Well, my washing machine decided to stop doing the rinse cycle. It would make it halfway through, so about right after it started to try to spin and stop. It would just be full of water. I didn't know what to do. And I eventually figured out, okay, it's this little lid switch right here. And most washers over time, the lid switch will either go bad or the assembly will fall apart or whatnot. And what I would end up doing is putting a bunch of weight on it at first, just some heavy stuff to make sure that little switch goes in there, and it would do it properly. But after a while, the weight thing trick didn't work. So what happened is the lid switch assembly is starting to fall apart, but it still works. So all I have to do is just try to get underneath there. And I've never worked on a washer or dryer before, so we'll definitely see how it goes. The first thing I need to do is get behind this panel here. It should lift right up, and we'll find out how that works. On the back side here, as you can see, there's one screw that needs to be undone right here, and also one down there on each side. This was the most stubborn panel to get off. You can see here underneath, these clips here are in there, but they are in there like cement. Like I had to pry and jaw the whole thing open, and I was afraid those plastic pieces would bust, but they didn't. So what I'm gonna have to do here is unplug that little plastic harness piece there and actually get off the main portion. Right, there's three things that needs to be done after this is taken off. First is removing these body mount clips here. I removed that one. This one right here, it's fairly easy actually to remove. You just have to put a screwdriver in here and pull forward. Like so. This right here, to pull this, there's only, for this one, this model Whirlpool, you have to pull forward on this clip here. Just pull it back and then pull it up. Once those little brass brackets are off, it's in that little electronic piece is dismounted from here. You can just pull it straight back and lift it up at a 45-degree angle. Well, it looks like a repairman already beat me to my solution here. Is this this little lid switch here? It works like a clamp. You just use a zip tie in the middle there. There's like a top and a main piece here that's super glued together, and oftentimes they'll come separated and clam apart, which means that this little switch here makes it much more difficult to decompress. And since he's already done that, kind of beat me to the chase, and it's not really. You can kind of tell it's wearing out a little bit, but it's still clicking. So what I'm going to do is put some washers, either super glue a penny or a washer at the base of this right here, and that should probably hold it up. I probably have to go out at noon and purchase some super glue there, but that should be good enough fix. So here's with the actual washer. There's a washer between where the bottom of this little switch is and the top of this little area here. Let's see if I can show. You can kind of hear it click a little bit. There it is. So you know it's good enough when that lid falls on there. Alright, getting the body back onto the main portion of the washer is a little trick right here. Once you get this 45-degree angle down here, the first thing you want to do is actually tuck this right into, there's like a little steel bar to where the frame is to the inside part of the washer. You want to make sure this outside this body here, which is like a 90-degree, you just want to make sure it fits underneath that to where there's really no screws or bolts or anything in there. It just kind of have to make sure if it's underneath it. Then once you got that, you'll put these little brass things right back in place, snap that back on, and let's put this head mount back on here. We'll see if it works. So the actual wash went through completely just fine. However, it didn't work with just the lid alone. I had to put weights on it again, unfortunately. So it's a step better. It wasn't working with the weights before, but my advice is if you take yours apart and you see that the switch is either cracking and it doesn't have the zip tie on it, go ahead and zip tie it. That may actually fix it. If not, you can try doing the washer thing like I did, but more than likely it just needs a new lid switch. And that's something I kind of wish I had done. And I may end up actually going to the store and just getting it over with. But once you have it apart and you can see how bad that switch is, my advice is just buy a new one and put it in. So yeah, not completely fixed, and that would require more hours of me dismantling this thing if it goes out again. So yeah, live and learn, I guess. Well, we got it together, and it's working. So that's a step forward, I guess. Well, thanks for watching. Good luck with yours if your lid switch isn't working. And this model right here, it is the most difficult to get apart. Most models, all you gotta do, either these panels will just pull right off, and there should be a screw right there. It'll lift right up, and sometimes even this top part right here will just lift completely up. Like the body isn't even attached to the top here. But with this model, it's just the biggest pain ever. So more than likely, your model should be much easier.